Manitoba recently released their plan to end chronic homelessness by 2031. While we think that's an ambitious goal, we do think it's possible, and here's how they plan to do it. Your Way Home, Manitoba's plan to end chronic homelessness. The core goals and belief of this is to eliminate chronic homelessness in Manitoba by 2031. They're asserting that tents are not suitable for secure, dignified housing and that public spaces should be safe for all. I think we all know that when temperatures reach below freezing, that a tent is not sufficient. Oftentimes we hear from people who are experiencing homelessness that the public spaces, they don't feel safe there because things get stolen and drug use is rampant. We also know that when these encampments are set up in public places, such as parks and things like that, the public refrains from wanting to use them because they don't feel safe also. Immediate actions to address encampments. Transition individuals from encampments to housing with mental health, addiction, and primary care support. Decommission encampments through a 30-day outreach and housing transition plan. I think the province's approach to giving 30 days per encampment and doing one at a time will be quite effective. This will allow one encampment to get all the attention, all the focus that's needed until those individuals are housed and it is a success. When they go to focus on the second encampment and the third and beyond, they can look at their successes and what they could have done better and improve as they go. What we haven't seen in the plan is what type of transportation there will be from the encampments to getting help. And I think this is one piece that is very important because we can't expect people who have mobility challenges to go through the suffering of getting in and out of a regular vehicle when they're already struggling to walk or in a wheelchair or have limited use of their limbs. Increase social housing supply and integrate wraparound services like 24/7 support, mental health care, and addiction treatment. Develop a housing first program to provide immediate, stable housing tailored to individual needs. I think the key to this is the individual needs. Exactly what they need and how they feel those needs will be met, and the wraparound services with 24/7 support and all the supports that are needed for mental health and addiction treatment to go along with this is going to make it very effective. Collaborative and coordinated approach. Align efforts across government levels, Indigenous organizations, and community sectors. Establish governing councils and use data-driven frameworks to measure progress and guide funding. This will also allow the efforts to be aligned across all the different segments. Don't make it all about the numbers and data. There's got to be the intuition in there as well because we're dealing with humans and their situations, but having this data will allow us to look back on what worked, what didn't work, and how to improve for the next one. Collaborating with organizations like Main Street Project and Downtown Community Safety Partnership are going to be key in the success of this program. Those organizations have a lot of experience in dealing with these individuals, and they have a very high success rate of connecting with them and building the trust and rapport that's going to be required to make this a success. Focus on youth and vulnerable populations. Prevent homelessness for youth aging out of the child welfare and individuals leaving healthcare or correction systems. Offer culturally informed programs, including land-based healing for Indigenous communities. I think the key here is that we're seeing not just a plan for those who are currently on the street, but we're also seeing a plan to prevent it from happening in the future. Harm reduction and substance use. Implement harm reduction strategies, including Manitoba's first supervised consumption site and sobering centers. Although this can at times be controversial, we have seen this work many times in different areas. There can be stigma attached to a center and going to a center for help. However, those individuals who do access that help, once they get inside the door and realize there's all the supports that they need and the people have a caring heart, it completely changes the way that they feel about these things. And the people that are going to these centers and actually getting help, they're not there to cause trouble, they're there to get help and become a stable influence in their community. Invest in housing, rent supplements, and support programs to ensure long-term stability. Create a future where homelessness is rare, brief, and non-reoccurring. Many people are living one paycheck away from being homeless themselves. One bad turn of events can put any one of us out on the street without a home. If your community is considering a similar plan, I'd love to have a discussion further with you about it. I'd love to know the challenges that you're facing, some of the ideas that you think could overcome this, and whether mobile outreach vans are something that you can implement into your community to help end chronic homelessness. Reach out to me on the link below. We're always here to help.